Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something pretty important. We're talking about teenagers, technology, and how much is too much.
It's a question a lot of people are asking these days.
Right. Especially in Mexico. I mean, get this, a recent study said 83% of teenagers there are online. 83%. That's huge.
Yeah, that's from the IFT survey. It came out in 2023. Really highlighted how connected young people are these days.
Right, so we're using this opinion piece by Carlos Villalobos as a jumping off point. It's called Avoiding the Demonization of Technology.
Oh, I read that one. It's a good one. Really makes you think.
It does. He starts off with this scary story. A teenager from Oaxaca gets lured to Mazatlan through online video games. I mean, talk about a parent's worst nightmare.
Definitely. But Villalobos doesn't just point the finger at the games themselves.
Right. He's not saying video games are the problem.
Exactly. He's saying it's how we use technology. It's about misuse.
So how do we prevent that? I mean, where do we even start?
Well, first, we got to recognize how it happens, right? The tactics these predators use.
Yeah, like what are they doing?
A lot of it is about timing. Like they'll try to connect with kids late at night, when parents are less likely to be watching. And they build trust. They pretend to be friends.
Makes sense. You think you're talking to someone your own age.
Right. Or they'll dangle these fake job offers, something tempting to take advantage of, a young person's ambition,
And those stats we talked about earlier, that's where it gets really concerning, I think. Over half of young gamers are playing online. Most of them on their phones.
And almost 80% are using their phones for, basically everything online.
It's like their whole world is on that little screen.
And it's always there. It's a constant companion.
So we've got these kids spending hours online, often by themselves.
Right. The survey said 51% are either alone or with friends, not family.
And they're doing this mostly when half, between noon and 6. Prime time for parents to be at work.
Leaving them pretty much unsupervised. It is a bit of a recipe for, potential problems, isn't it?
And then there's that 4% who are online in the early morning hours.
It makes you wonder how much sleep they're getting, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's almost like we're handing them this incredibly powerful tool, the internet, but forgetting to give them the instructions.
That's a great way to put it. And that's what Villalobos is getting at, I think.
Yeah.
He calls it containment, teaching kids how to set boundaries, between the digital world and the real world.
Containment. Okay, so how do we actually do that? I mean, the line between online and offline is pretty blurry these days, isn't it? That's the tough part.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Oh, for sure. It's not like there's a magic formula or anything.
So what can we do? Villalobos talks about more supervision, but also respecting privacy. How do we do both?
Well, it's more about, I think, more about working with your kids,
Like a team.
Yeah, exactly. It's about talking openly, building trust so they feel like they can come to you. If something's wrong online.
And being involved.
Yeah.
But not spying on them all the time.
Right. You don't want to be Big Brother. It's more about showing you're interested.
So asking what they're watching on YouTube or what games they're into.
Exactly. Maybe even play with them sometimes, Be a part of their online world, not just someone looking in from the outside.
Makes sense. And the survey said only 25% of kids are actually doing stuff online with someone else.
Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement there.
For sure. Okay, so what about those parental controls? Are those helpful?
Oh, absolutely. Especially for younger kids. Think of them like training wheels,
But they're not going to solve everything, right?
No, definitely not. They can't replace actually talking to your kids.
It's like, what's that saying? Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for life.
Exactly. We got to give kids the skills to be safe online themselves.
So digital literacy, that's the key.
It's a big part of it, yeah. Teaching them to, think critically about what they see online, spot scams and stuff, protect their privacy, all that.
It's not something they learn overnight, though.
Nope. It's a process. And it's not just on parents, either.
Oh, right. Schools should be involved, too.
Definitely. Digital literacy should be part of what they teach in school. And we need to listen to the kids, too. They're the ones using this tech every day.
So true. Instead of trying to keep them away from the internet, we should help them, thrive in it.
Exactly, and let them help shape it, too. I mean, they're the ones who'll be living in this digital world.
Like Villalobos says, how can we as a society make the digital world better for future generations?
And do it without, holding them back. That's the challenge.
It takes everyone working together, right? Parents, teachers,
Yeah.
even the kids themselves.
Absolutely. It's not about being afraid of technology. It's about understanding it, working with it, making it a place where everyone can be safe and do well.
And that's something worth fighting for sure. Lots to unpack there, huh? It's not an easy problem to solve. What about you? What really stood out to you from all this?
It's definitely complex, yeah. But I think that's what makes it so interesting, Really makes you question things, like how we think about technology, how we parent, even what it means to be, a good citizen online.
There's that question from Villalobos at the end of his piece. Really stuck with me. He asks, how can we as a society make the digital world better for, future generations? And he adds, provide guidance and support, but without stifling their exploration.
Yeah, how do we do that? That's the real question. And I don't think there's just one answer. It's going to keep changing, right? We got to keep talking, keep adapting, and, learn from our mistakes along the way.
That word, illuminate, that's what I keep thinking about from that question. It's not about, turning off the lights, pretending the internet's not there. It's about, giving them the tools to actually see, to navigate it.
And remember, the internet, it's like a mirror in a way. It reflects, all the stuff we see in the real world. The good and the bad, all the problems, all the possibilities. So if we want the internet to be a better place for kids, well, we got to make the real world a better place too.
That's a really good point. Something to think about for sure. Well, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Glad to be here. Always a good conversation.